Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the spoiler-filled discussion of Pressure Cooker. It's a film that I deeply love, and I've started to appreciate it more, after watching it for the second time. So here it goes. The film opens with a beautiful wide shot of a mustard field. We see a young boy staring at a group of women, all wearing burqas, scattered across the landscape. On a second watch, you realize this isn't just an intro, it's the first half of the final scene as well. The scene cuts away just as a face is about to be revealed, perfectly setting the stage for the mystery to follow. Coming to the story, I guess, the story officially kicks off with a brilliant one take shot featuring Nazifa Tushi. The world building is incredibly tight here because you can see that, the scene starts with a clash between a bus driver and a biker. We later, learn that is, the biker is Faizul Yamin, the boyfriend of Maria Shanto, and the taxi driver who is helping, Nazifa Tushu is Maria Shanto's father, who is played by Shohitujaman Selim, and also it's the same Faizul Yamin, who's going to kill Bubli's husband in the film, and then get captured by Fazlur Rahman Babu. This is the same Fazlur Rahman Babu who will also, eventually kill Snigdha Chaudhary's boyfriend, Prantor, played by Prantor Dasida. So it's these small details that prove Raihan Rafi was weaving these four lives together from the very first frame. And the planning is so exquisite that it's always planning with these caliber is always praiseworthy. And the credits reveal the film went through four drafts, and the outstanding planning is evident on screen. Uh, Coming to the writing possesses, a level of craftsmanship rarely seen in contemporary Bangladeshi cinema. I was particularly impressed by the near-miss staging, scenes where characters from different arcs inhabit the same space, unaware of one another. Let's talk about the characters of the four main characters from Pressure Cooker. So Nazifa Tushi plays a massage girl at a parlor called Pink Villa. She lives with her brother's family because her husband has gone missing for 18 months. We see veterans Azizul Hakim and Shahidujaman Selim. Here, the stakes are set as Shahidujaman Selim decides to marry off his daughter, Maria Shanto, to a much older man, Azizul Hakim. Here, Maria's elder brother is played by Rizvi Chaudhuri, who is in love with Nazifa Tushi and who supplies massage oil to Tushi's parlor. And then there's Maria and Faizul Yamin, who represent a portrait of stagnation in some way, because Yamin is unemployed and Maria has failed her intermediate exams twice. Uh, Both are deeply in love with each other, but they're two people stuck uh, in a cycle with no clear exit. Snigdha Chaudhuri plays an influencer whose entire life is based on a digital lie. Her boyfriend is played by Prantor Dastidar, who we see these two people, very less in the whole film, but their impact on the overall story is as powerful as the others. And finally, I think we see Bubli and Misha Saudagar, uh, guided by Ghazi Rakayat in a way, in some way, in their political journey. A relationship that also explores a domestic abuse dynamic. And this was very sensitively handled by Raihan Rafi, showing the psychological weight of their relationship. Coming to the music of this film is is already a sensation, but it truly shines in context. My personal favorite is Borai Kore. I can't get enough of it. It serves as the backdrop for one of the finest performances I've seen in years. The moment Nazifa Tushi insults Rizvi Chaudhuri in Pink Villa, followed by the outstanding bus sequence. Rizvi Chaudhuri is a gem of Bangladeshi cinema. His performance is quite simply beyond words. Absolute cinema. Whenever the story shifts to the Noakhali portion, the film the film adopts to a soothing and impersonal quality. You can feel that the madrasa sequences are drawn from Raihan Rafi's own life. The dialogue and the cinematography, they feel incredibly intimate. You feel that this is a very personal scene from his life. There is a moment where a child runs to hug his mother, uh, Nazifa Tushi, while Nazifa Tushi is leaving, and it's a masterpiece of a scene, and the emotional storytelling that has been done in this scene is outstanding. You have no words. It's impossible to watch without getting teary-eyed. Rafi's range, as a director is in full display here with three three standout moments. First is the hotel scene with Snigdha, Prantor, and Fazlur Rahman Babu, which is somewhat, I don't think somewhat, I think genuinely horrifying. Then there is the climax between Nazifa Tushi and Fazlur Rahman Babu. That is, peak, dark comedy, and Raihan Rafi has mastered that pretty well. So no questions about that as well. Finally, there is a scene where a child, Nazifa Tushi's child, tells his mother Reshma, who is played by Nazifa Tushi, that her smell has changed. We see this scene after we the audiences get to know that uh, Reshma has chosen prostitution as a career choice. And the child doesn't know that. But the only thing that the child says is that her smell has changed. His mother's smell has changed. And this is such a great scene. This is such a great scene. There is this scene is continued by Nazifa Tushi and her child seeing their reflection on the river or a pond. No, what I don't know. And that scene is so great. I think it's one of the finest scenes in recent times in Bangladeshi cinema, and I think it's one of the finest directed scenes by Raihan Rafi. Salute to that man. Coming to the best scene from the film, I think it's one of the finest, scenes in Bangladeshi cinema in recent years, maybe 10 years or 20 years, I don't know. That's the mustard field scene. Reshma and Tonmoy. Reshma is played by Nasifa Tushi, Tonmoy is played by Rizvi Chaudhuri. Sit amidst a sea of yellow flowers. Reshma's plea to escape the town because it has spoiled her is heartbreaking. She describes the city as a pressure cooker that has forced her to lose herself. She delivers this haunting line, আমরা এই শহর ছেড়ে যাই কিন্তু এই শহর আমাদের ছেড়ে যায় না, which means we leave this city, but this city never leaves us. The emotional weight peaks when Rizvi Chaudhuri accepts her past, and her son as his own, promising to take them away. This promise makes Reshma's eventual death feel like a true tragedy rather than just a plot. Uh, the film's brilliance is most evident in its circular, storytelling. As we reach the final moments, we are transported back to that haunting openings scene in the mustard field. The boy Piku, approaches the group of women, and one of the women reaches up to reveal her face, and we see that it is Nazifa Tushi. It has been her all along, and the way Raihan Rafi captured the whole essence of that emotion is outstanding. I have no words to express. This is such a great film, and Rafi has really outdone himself. I have no words to truly capture how much I love this film. Pressure Cooker is a rare achievement, a movie that respects its audience's intelligence and demands to be seen more than once. Ryan Rafi has proven himself to be a visionary filmmaker who isn't afraid to look into the darker corners of the society. He has given so much to this industry, and if this film is any indication, his trajectory, the future of Bangladeshi cinema is in very capable hands. And I just want to thank Raihan Rafi once again. I hope he continues to make films that when the world will see Bangladeshi films such as these. I think it will continue to get more and more respect. I think soon we're gonna stop getting laughed at, and with these types of films coming out, I think we're gonna become pretty respectable film industry. Let's hope for the best, and thank you for watching. Bye.